Good morning. I'm Clarice Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. Friday! Yay! 11th of March. Wow. This year's going fast, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to be pulling cards out for the collective this morning, doing some channeling, see what the guys want to tell us about today. Is it about relationships? Is it about abundance? Who knows? Could be about something else. And also doing some mini reads as well. So if you're on excuse me, if you're on here live with me to get a mini read, then all you need to do is check out that pinned comment, the comment that's pinned up top of the live chat. That tells you how to do it. It's by donation. Excuse me. There's a PayPal link in there, in that pinned comment for your donations. You can also use Super Chat, Super Sticker here on YouTube if you'd like to. And if you've got a question for your higher self, put a capital Q at the start of your comment just so that I can find it nice and easily amongst the other comments. Once you've done your donation, that is. Otherwise, it gets a little bit confusing. So let's pull some cards out for the collective, first of all. See what's going on. Well, see what they want to tell us about anyway. Put it that way. I've got an itchy nose today. Morning, Mandy. How are you? It happens. I put my foundation on and I get itchy nose and then I want to scratch it all off again. I was just looking at this Makeup Forever new foundation that comes out, which is a high definition. It's meant to be really good for on camera, on video and on camera. And people are raving about it. People that do camera work and stuff. So I went on the website because you can get it from Sephora, but they don't have the Find Your Shade thing yet on Sephora. Things have to get older before they put that thing on. Anyway, hey Tammy. Anyway, so I went on Makeup Forever's website to do the shade findy thing there. And it uses a camera, looks at your face and then it puts it in half. Like, this is what you'd look like with your ideal shade on. And it has me looking like a ghost. It's not my ideal shade. It's not a match at all. Like, one side of my face pale and grey and the other side my normal colour. Oh, it's so annoying because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I don't want to look like a ghost. And you can't use it you can't change the shade to try a different shade. That's what I want to do. I want to try a different shade on. But anyway. Swamps at work, Mandy. Oh, floods in Australia. It's bad, hey? So I'm having to guess. I'm trying to guess off what they showed me as my shade, which isn't, and then make it 1 or 2 shades darker. Because my skin's pretty dark. I'm usually a 3. Oh, we've got protection against passion. The Sentinel is about protecting ourselves. There's passion here as well. Maybe not protecting ourselves against passion, but it's something like that. Hey, Penny. Passions and protection. What else? Generosity. Someone being generous with us. Hey, Tammy. You check out that pinned comment up top, Tammy. Up top, Tammy. Yeah. Minimum of $5 for the donation. There's a PayPal link in that pinned comment up top. Tells you how to do it. Tip, tip, top, top. Hey, Jessica. You can use Super Chat, Super Sticker as well. But there's a PayPal link in there, which is my preferred method because they take less than YouTube takes of it. What should we do now? I know. Let's do, for the collective, the Lenormand. So what are they wanting to talk about today? Because I don't really get it. With Foxfire, the Sentinel, and generosity, they don't seem to be very connected. Oh, the tower's falling. Shake up. Now, in the Lenormand, the tower is kind of a little bit different than the Tarot Tower, but I'm actually feeling like this is like the Tarot Tower. Something's falling apart. Or shock, surprise, that kind of thing. something out of the blue, anchoring something in, making it real. Oh, shit just got real. That's what that means. What next? Choices, choices, choices. Shit just got real, and so there's choices to make. Could be hard choices. Okay. It's making a little bit more sense now. Foxfire, the Sentinel, and generosity. Because it could be something that you're passionate about, but you need to protect yourself too. Interesting choices to be made. The right choice might not be clear. You know, because we're going to weigh things up. Oh yeah, that was in the energy update today. Hello, Star Lover. Yeah, weighing things up, weighing options up. It would be good, wouldn't it, if like everything was just like 100% pro, no cons, and then it would be easy to make a decision, but that's not life. So there's some things to weigh up here. But it feels like life or something hits the fan, causing you to have to make a decision about what to anchor in. There's movement happening here. Morning, Carrie. Movement happening here. I probably won't be here next Friday, by the way, everybody. I think I'm going to go to the next island. But it depends. I don't know. I'm waiting for my new credit card to arrive, and if it hasn't arrived by then, it doesn't really matter because I've got my Thai bank account and stuff. I'm just not that comfortable in traveling without having a credit card at the moment. I will want to use it. I know I'll want to use it. I might find a shop there and want to buy something. It doesn't much matter, but ship and mountain. I might not be here next Friday. A long journey. That mountain card comes out a lot, hey? Because we're talking about, like I said in the energy update today, we're talking about things for the long term. We're talking about putting things in place for our long-term future and having to be cunning about that. That's interesting because I was kind of getting that from the generosity card. We have to be generous with ourselves, maybe be cunning, maybe keep things quiet as well, maybe do what's right for us, even if other people might not think it's right, the right thing to do kind of thing. I don't know, for some people this could be about cutting your losses and running kind of thing. Just leaving something behind that might not seem to be like the right thing to do, but it might be the right thing for you to do. It's interesting because there's a couple that lived on this island that did a runner a few days ago, leaving debts behind and stuff. And I thought, wow, well, it doesn't surprise me with them too, but sometimes that's the best thing to do, right? Is cut your losses and run. And we can look from where we're standing now and go, wow, they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done a runner. But, you know, if the shit hit the fan and they were forced into making a choice, it might have been the best thing for them to do. And it might be the best thing for everyone else as well, for them to just leave instead of accruing even more debts with people. So I get it. I get it. And that could be the generosity, see? Being generous to yourself, cutting free of something. It could be that for some of you. Could. You got to be cunning about it. You got to do the right thing for yourself, even though I know we all have this sense of right and wrong, but sometimes it's kind of based on not real life circumstances. And if we actually put ourselves in someone else's shoes, might be the best thing to do. Best thing for you. Which, of course, is always the best thing for everyone. Let's get some more out. How interesting. So it feels like we're going to be forced into a choice. We've got commitment here with a ring. And stalk, birth of something new. These cards keep on coming out, don't they? Oops. Not that. What are we committing to? Birth of something new. Oh, it's lucky. Okay, so we do have a significant change here. Oh yeah, the energy update was all about death. Death and rebirth today. Death card came out twice. That's really big, and there was a lot of major arcana. There's choices to be made. Committing to something new, starting off a new chapter. It's going to take a risk. It's going to take leaving something behind. It might be forced into a excuse me, forced into making a choice. You're going to have to be cunning about that choice. It might not be exactly as you wanted to do it. It might not appear to everybody like the right thing to do, but it might be just right for you. Just right. Okay, so reading them downwards, we've got the Tower causes movement that leads to commitment. It's a new commitment. So letting go of something you're committed to before, leaving it behind, moving toward a new commitment. That new commitment could be to yourself. In the energy update today, I did say the energies felt like you might be leaving something behind, maybe a person behind, someone that you've committed to, but they're not committed to you. It could be that kind of an energy, and that could be that kind of thing. Leaving a commitment that we've had, maybe an inner commitment that we've made to ourselves about someone or something, giving that up, moving toward a new commitment. We should always commit to ourselves, right? Doing the best for ourselves. And I'm not saying like walk all over other people and stuff like that. I don't think any of you would in here anyway. You're more likely to do the opposite thing. I'd be too generous to other people and leave yourself out of it. So I'm only talking to a certain subset of people here, right? We're anchoring something in. It's been a long time coming. The birth of something new. So it's like we are firm foundation kind of stuff, setting things in place. Keep on trying to get to the link. You can't get PayPal. You got the link though, hey? It's just theirs. Oh, I can't copy it. Now I can't click on anything else. But there's our Facebook thing anyway. I don't understand what you mean, Tammy, sorry. You can use Super Chat or Super Sticker here on YouTube if you're having trouble with PayPal. So anchoring something in that for the future feels solid foundation, something with a long-term vision, the birth of something new. So it could be working towards something new. We've got choices to make, and we've got to make these cunning choices. Cunning as in, just doing the right thing for ourselves, and maybe not involving other people or explaining ourselves to other people, that kind of thing. It will lead to luck. So I feel like there's a choice to be made at the moment. Might be forced into it. Have to do the right thing for us. Even if you might be embarrassed and not want to put it out on social media or tell other people about it, you're still allowed to do the right choice for you. Interesting cards. We've got to protect ourselves, follow our passions, and be generous with ourselves. Maybe in a world that isn't that generous with us and hasn't been that generous with us. How interesting. Let's get some tarot out. Which one? This one. Yeah, if anyone wants a mini read, it is working. Cool. Thanks, Mandy. Whee! Yeah. What was I saying? What was I going to say? Hey, Arabella. We're starting out with the King of Cups. Being careful about what we let in. You tried to. Are you saying it's not working or it is working? Let me check. Should be working. Same link as always. I got a payment through just before, about 5 minutes ago, through PayPal from my website. Yeah. Well, about half an hour ago now. But No donations as of yet. Hi, Jennifer. King of Cups. I like this because it's about being careful about what you let in. Being very specific about what you let into your life. What do you love? What would you like in your life? It's okay to say no to things that aren't that, even if someone wants something from you. Generally, the people that want something from you have got burning boats or sinking boats and all of that. We don't have to be a rescuer. We're allowed to tend our boat there that she's got in her arms and just let the good boats in. So this is about our heart, because King of Cups, it's about loving right. Someone that's loving you right, but you loving yourself right first and being careful about what you let in. Sometimes we're too good at loving of other people, and we pick those sinking ships and the burning ships and all of that. Thanks, Jessica. It is working. Jessica did it. Maybe PayPal's got a glitch for certain regions or something like that. Seems all right on this end anyway. We've got the 10 of Wands here. Yeah, like carrying all the burdens like that. It's like, don't worry, I've got this. I'll carry everything on my back. I don't need to receive anything from you. I've got you. I'll sort you out, take care of you and myself. And yeah, we've just got to stop doing that. Put those burdens down. We don't need to carry the load for everybody. This reading, it's about getting more selfish. It's about doing the right thing for us. It's about self-love. And what that really means. There's always something to let go of, right? It's more about letting go than adding something else. When we're talking about self-love, it's important that we've got to say no to what isn't good for us anymore, even when it appears to be good for the other person. And it's not. That's the thing, it's not. We've got protection here and needing to protect ourselves. Interesting, that tattoo that he's got of love there on his chest is really standing out. We've got to protect our love, not squander it, not put it in places, not pour it into places that are burdensome like this. Our love is precious, and we've got to put it in the right place. And the right place is when it's good for us too, when we're getting something back from it, because that means it's balanced. If we're giving to drains and not realizing that we're giving to drains, that's when we get this feeling of, I need protection, I need psychic protection, I've got energy vampires and stuff like that. People that say that are making bad decisions in their lives and letting in the wrong people, pouring the love into the wrong places. So there is a need to protect ourselves, where we put our energy. Six of Swords, there's the anchor again, because we're anchoring something new into our physical experience, into our lives. The wishes that we've had, we're anchoring them in, but we can't do it without this self-love. And it's tough self-love kind of thing. There's hard decisions to make here. Self-love isn't easy. It isn't just about getting your nails done and having bubble baths. It's about those hard decisions of saying, these people aren't good for me. I can't pour my energy into this thing anymore. I can't do this thing and hang out with these people and do this if I'm going to get on with this long-term vision that I've got. It's the difficult decisions that we've got to make. That's what we're talking about today. Thanks, Mandy. King of Wands, I thought he was going to come out because he was hanging around on the bottom of the deck for a while there. Here's the passion part of it then. What do I really want to do? What am I trying to lock in? What am I trying to anchor in? What are my biggest wishes for the long term? Got to get serious about it now. And getting serious about it doesn't mean just heading toward that thing. It means letting go of stuff, like full moon energy, you know. We let go of stuff to make space for what's coming in. It's tricky. It's tricky, hard choices that we've got. But you might be being forced into it at the moment. Let's do more tarot before I get into those mini reads. I'll patch you all up. No, I'll do you two first because other people might get PayPal working in the interim. Jessica, thanks for your donation. And Mandy. Okay, Jessica. High self-guidance for you. High self-guidance for Jessica. Oh. Joy and forgive yourself. Why would you need to forgive yourself for joy? Well, sometimes, like with what I've just said, sometimes we feel bad because we get something good and someone else doesn't have it good, or we let go of something and we feel joyful about it, but someone else doesn't. There's that payoff, the letting things go. It's okay. You're allowed. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to choose things for your joy, and even if it doesn't make someone else joyful. We're not here to please everyone else. I know, like I said, I'm not saying that we're here to walk all over people. It's very different. We can take things too far. You've also got work and include. Okay, so this could be about doing something for yourself in your work. This could have something to do with colleagues, in fact. Including yourself, going for something. It's tricky, isn't it? Because when we're working in a work environment, we tend to make friends with our colleagues. And then when it comes time to actually those things like going for a promotion, we end up competing with them. But they're our friends. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's something that I've had trouble with in my work as well. Thanks, Penny. In making friends with my customers. Sometimes you can't do that. In fact, you can't do that. Mm. So this could be in a work situation where you're wanting to get ahead, but now you kind of can't because you've made your colleagues and people around you into friends, and it's getting confusing. You're allowed to do the right thing for yourself. You're allowed to do the thing that gives you joy. In fact, do the thing that brings you joy, especially in your work. Jessica, that makes sense to you? Mandy, general guidance for you. Oh, love what is this moment. That's not very good, is it? So you might not have the best stuff going on at the moment, but there's what is it? There's something behind this madness. What's that saying? There's a reason behind this madness. It's not that, but it's something like that. There's a reason to all of this. Things are actually going well. It might appear like it's not, but try and love what is at the moment because you are headed toward what you want. There's a lot of activity going on outside today. There's a kid with a puppy. There's staff, there's cars. It's usually quiet. How calm. Mandy's got to love what is at the moment. What's going on, Mandy? Because whenever this love what is card comes out, it's kind of saying you're not loving what is. It appears that the circumstances you've got at the moment aren't that good or are negative or against you. But I'm getting a definite feeling that that's not the case, that it's actually for you. It's just right now. Things maybe aren't moving. You want to head toward your passion. You want things to fire up, to start off, to get good, to get passionate, to have much more enjoyment, but it's not starting yet. Meditate. Why? Why meditate? Or maybe so you can get to that place of loving what is. It's not like you've got to love what is for it to get moving. It's not that. It's just like when things aren't moving, best thing to do is trust. Trust, yeah. So a little bit of a stagnant period for you with passion falling away like that. Soothe yourself. Try and have trust. Things will get moving soon. Try and enjoy the downtime. That's you, Mandy. And Penny, high self-guidance for you. Anyone else want one? Get in quick. I'll do a batch later after the next round of tarot for the collective. Choose to change connections. Oh, is there someone to leave behind here, Penny? Feels like it to me. Choose to change connections. It's all about people, who you're connected with, who you're hanging out with, or who you're working with, or who you are spending time with, or who it is that you're giving information to, sharing information to, or getting information from. It's time to change. It's a little slow. It feels like it, Mandy. It'll pick up soon. All about people. Tell us more about that. For Penny. Changing people. You're assuming it's talking about your second job. You're getting ready to start. I think, then yes, Jessica, you're starting a new job. I think it's that message about don't blah, blah, blah. Know who are your friends. Know who your colleagues are. Know who are acquaintances. And don't try and make everyone into friends. Because in your new workplace, when it comes to the point where you will want to move on up, if you've got that distinction right, instead of just like every situation that you get in, you just make everyone besties kind of thing. We can't do that, right? We can't do that. We've got to keep things professional. It helps us to keep things professional. And sometimes when we're love starved, we don't do that, right? Because we want to make besties out of everyone. So yeah, I think it's just about thinking about that before you go into this new job. Okay, Penny. So choose to change in connections. Yeah, it's about leaving people behind, like clean slate kind of thing. So you've been doing that already, Penny. And being okay about, the time alone so we sometimes when we're about to have a big change in our life, we suddenly, it's glaringly obvious, like how that person isn't right for us, that person isn't right for us, we can't do this anymore, we can't do that anymore, and then suddenly it's like, hey, oh, hang on, universe, I've got nobody left now. It's that point, but believe in yourself. You will move forward from there. It's a powerful thing. You get that, Jessica? Yeah, I was just thinking before, Jessica, in that I used to get very attached to people, like very soon, because especially when I was in the UK and I had such abuse around me. I had anyone that was very friendly at all. And then I went to uni and I got very attached to them because it was the first time in my life that I'd met nice people. Like seriously, it was. And I got attached to them, of course I did. And what I noticed after that is, like, I would go on, say, on a retreat or something like that. I was doing stuff like that. I was giving myself these pockets of time to help myself deal with all the other stuff that was going on. I'd go on retreat and then I would just like really get emotionally attached to someone on that retreat or a couple of people on that retreat, like to the point of being in tears but when I had to leave. But then I used to do that anyway, because whenever I had to go home, going back to abuse is just horrible. You get attached fast, yeah. You're getting better. Me too, Jessica. And I realized that the other day because I had this flashback to a retreat that I'd been on and how upset I was when someone was leaving. She decided to leave early, or I was leaving early or something, I don't know. And yeah, I remembered that, and I remembered it was when I also had people around me that were, if you got emotional like that in a love kind of a way, they'd say, "What's wrong with you?" Like there was something wrong. And I used to say that to myself too. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me that I feel like crying that I'm leaving this person behind, as if it was right to be cold and heartless. Yeah, getting attached fast. It's interesting, hey. But yeah, it's a sign. of that lack of love. The more we love ourselves, the more we it's not that we don't get attached, right? But we don't get attached to just like the first person that shows us any kind of niceness or attention or all of that. Jessica, am I supposed to heal this friendship with Ashley or let it go? My instinct is to cut it out. But you can be pretty quick to cut people out. Yes. But that's a good thing. I'm quick to cut people out too, but it's a good thing. It shows that you're getting fine-tuned. And why do we think it's not a good thing? Because it's like, well, that makes me a hard, cold bitch and callous and things like that. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for my own good. Yeah. We're learning, aren't we? We're getting there. We're getting there. Are you supposed to heal this friendship? Are you supposed to let this go? Are you supposed to let this go with Ashley? No. Why? Peace one step at a time. No, there's some resolution to be had, but you don't need to be in it. You can give yourself some space. That's what I'm getting, is give yourself some space. It's not time to let it go completely yet, because there's some resolution, some peace to be had in there. But step by step, slowly, space is the key. Giving each other space. Wait, prepare, and refocus. Yeah, just wait. You don't need to take action on it. You're getting prepared at the moment. Your higher self is already on it, preparing you what you need to know. I think there's going to be a resolution. It's going to move forward in some way. But to get to that point where you're ready for that resolution, you're not there yet. And so just give yourself some space. Focus on something else for now. Give yourself some space. Give them some space and wait, because there will come a point where you'll just be ready, or something will happen when you'll just be ready. Thanks for your donation. Laura! Hello. Childhood abuse sure carries over. Sure does, yeah. It does. And it's only just now, in the last couple of years, that I really feel like I'm out of it now. There's a little bit of an echo there, you know? And I'm not doing it anymore, but there's a bit of an echo there. I have memories coming back of the past, and it's like, oh yeah, as an adult, oh yeah, I did that because I had those patterns, and I'm not doing that anymore. Laura, higher guidance regarding your work today. Laura's work. Have a good time, don't worry about it. You got something big on? You must have. Well, your higher self is light as can be about it. Don't worry about it, have a good time, enjoy it. Could be fine. What are you doing? Are you doing like a big presentation or something like that? You'll be fine. Interview or presentation, it's something like that, isn't it? Something that's big. Oh, look at this, clear within and friend. How's about that? With what we were just talking about before. Let's not be friends with the people that we're working with. Let's put them in a separate box in our minds so that we don't muddy the waters. It's the same thing. How interesting. How interesting that we've got that message, like that energy's come through for 3 of you now. You know, and I used to think that people were heartless. Like, if people corrected me, if I said to them, oh, they're your friend, aren't they? And they corrected me and said, no, they're an acquaintance. I know them, not my friend. I used to think, oh, wow, how unloving and how cold you are. But now I get it. They just have things in different compartments in their minds. You blocked most of your childhood too. Oh, is that right? big gaps. I remember it all now. The mind is a very interesting thing. The body is a very interesting thing. But the mind especially. I fell asleep listening to a podcast last night. So I didn't hear it all, but it was about the brain. You know, the brain is the last thing to age in our bodies. Isn't that interesting? That's a good thing. Spend so much time with work colleagues. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Especially as women, right? Because we've got that. We connect with each other and we get... Women make friends pretty easily, hey? Hey, Rhea. Not chatting. Oh, COVID. Oh, well. It's not so bad. It's just Omicron. It will just be Omicron. It's everywhere now. It's long-lasting, but it's not so bad. My phone's real sick with it, hey? Really. Very, very weak. I can't even walk a big distance without having to lie down again. Clean your house so much. Are you going to have to go back to the workplace? Or I can continue at home? Oh, well, if you're having a good time at home, maybe that's what that have a good time and no worries is. Yeah, you want to stay at home, stay at home. Choose something easier. Like, it's perfect. Like, yeah, if you're having a good time at home, ask them. I know when I I was returning to work after, this was way back in my corporate days in my 20s, after a baby, I asked them could I work from home, and they said no. They said, how will you know you'll do your work? So, because I'll do the work. But yeah, they didn't trust me, and I'm like, what a waste. It just seems so pointless to go into work. Well, I guess they're all figuring it out now because people have been able to work from home. But if you like working from home, work from home. There'll be a way. Even if it's not with your current work, there'll be a way. So my friend here as well, she's from Hong Kong. Well, she's from America, but she's living in Hong Kong. She works there. Comes here a few times a year. She's rented the room next door as an office. She's staying in a place by the beach. And because we've got really good Wi-Fi here now. Thanks to me asking for the 5G because of this show. And so yeah, she's in the next room. But they don't know in a workplace that they don't know that she's here. And she said to me, but it's working. She's like, they think that I'm still there in Hong Kong, but that we're all working from home. And I'm running my team fine. I'm having a conference call. She was like, she's been on TV, interviews on TV and stuff from that room. And she's like this, I don't need to be there. I can work from here. I can work from anywhere. They want to hold you back. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense, does it? Yeah, I get it. I get it. Well, just keep that in your mind because there is going to be. If it's perfect for you, it's perfect for you. And I think a lot of people are going to get that too. We're going to realize, hang on a minute, why we're all going in. But there is that thing about friendship as well. So maybe you need to. Maybe there does need to be like a social aspect of it. It doesn't mean you have to go and sit in the same office as each other though, day in, day out, does it? I think a lot of people will be doing that, Penny, staying at home. I love working from home. It probably doesn't suit every personality, but I'm good. Like I've got a lot of self-discipline, but it's not like I'm having to discipline myself to do it, be mean to myself or anything. I just do it. It's fun for me. I'm motivated to do it. It's working very well for me. So that personality type could do it. I guess a lot of bosses think think that we're lazy and think that we won't do it, right? That's what my bosses were like. Because that's them, right? Because if they were working for home, they wouldn't. They'd put their feet up and they would watch TV or something. I wouldn't even do that. If I had all the time in the world on my hands, I wouldn't even do that. Very different personality types, but they can tend to believe that we'd be like them. It's all about them, really, isn't it? And what they would do. That's it. That's what Zoom's for, right? Thank you, Laura, for your donation. Okay, let's get some more tarot out for the collective. So we're going to be really careful about who we let in, the burdens that we take on, put those down. We've got to protect ourselves, especially our love, and we're anchoring something new in so that the passion can come out, so that we can move forward towards something that we want. And looking back at my life, even though I was trying to add on, I was trying to get my business going. I wanted like more, more success and all of this, more customers and all of that. Looking back, even though I was pushing for that and asking for that, it was more letting go of things that I had to do that unlocked the next stages for that. There was no amount of pushing and trying to add to my load that ever worked. I only ever move forward in those things when I let go of stuff. 7 of water. Choices again. Wow. Is it choices in this deck? I don't know. It is in the usual tone. Water. Ma'at, Egyptian goddess of justice, divine order, truth, and moral law. Her job is to weigh the heart of the departed against her feather of truth. How interesting. Weighing the heart. Like a 10 of Wands heart, burdened. It's not a light heart, is it? If she's satisfied with the accounting, the soul moves on. If not, the soul is destroyed. Ma'at's final decisions of power are such that even the other gods and goddesses must abide by her determination. She represents the rules of order that keep the universe moving forward and not falling into chaos. A strict balance must be observed, and very likely the ancient Egyptians no doubt had their own ideas about how this all worked. However, Ma'at does not represent just the Egyptian worldview. For us today, she can represent our own views of justice and truth and balance. She is a symbol for what we believe is the ideal heart. The one that lives most closely aligned with our beliefs of what is right. There we go. Our beliefs of what is right, our own heart. Not taking the burdens on from everyone else. You know what I was saying before with the Lenormand? Making that cunning choice, the generous choice to ourselves. The one that might not appear right to everyone else. For everyone else, but it's right for us. We've got to make that choice. The one that lives most closely aligned with our beliefs of what's right, so what's right for us. 7 of water is a time of accounting. It's time to consider our actions and measure them against our beliefs. Your beliefs could be changing at the moment as well. It's pretty cool when that happens, right? Like beliefs about making friends with people at work, like beliefs about that stuff we were just talking about. Is it cold and heartless to keep people as acquaintances, Put people in the place kind of thing, in the bigger picture of our lives. Sometimes we love too easily and too much. We should be living according to what we claim to be right, not what other people do. Before acting, we ask ourselves, is this the action of the person I wish to be? Oh, I think our beliefs might be changing about what's right and what's wrong. And we might be choosing, we might be choosing very soon something that we thought was wrong before. We would have made ourselves wrong for before, but now we're realizing it's not wrong. To leave someone behind, or to not offer love when it's being asked of us, when we can feel that it's burdensome, something like that. I mean, haven't we been taught just to love, 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 love by religions and stuff? And now we're like, but there's some situations where it's not good. It's enabling. It's this. It's not loving after all. What I thought was loving isn't loving. And what I thought was being cold and heartless is actually being truthful and clear. Right? Anyway, choices to be had, and we've got to make them for our own highest good. And it's going to test our beliefs in a way, test old beliefs that we hadn't challenged before. We could be challenging old beliefs. The crone of water. She's saving something. What does this one do? She saved something in a bottle, I think, for later. She's holding something back. She puts some water in a bottle. She knows that there'll come a difficult time when a dear memory will be needed. Oh, it's about emotions. Right, so this is like holding emotions back. How interesting. This is about not squandering emotions. Because she knows that there's a time when she'll need to open that bottle and that her emotions will be put in the right place. So not squandering our emotions, not squandering our love, but this is different. This is not about love, this is about emotions, not squandering our feelings, not wasting our feelings in the wrong place. Wow. Saving it because there's a time when it will be needed. Got together with a few of my friends the night before last. It was funny because a lot of us, we hadn't seen each other since before we all had COVID. Just like laughing at each other. Oops, you all got COVID. Timelines are changing. Timelines are changing. You want your future to change. It's based on the decisions that you make right now. We've got more wisdom now about how to make our decisions best. Because we're leaving behind old beliefs that have come from religion or society or whatever that aren't quite true for us, and we're realizing that now. And as a result, we're changing timelines. Our future is changing. I'm getting a feeling like it's not that our future is changing, it's what we're headed toward what we want in the future. We know that. We weren't headed toward it before. We were asking for it. We weren't headed toward it before. We weren't headed toward it before because we wouldn't make the difficult decisions. And because we wouldn't make the difficult decisions, our higher selves have said, well, they need this information. They need to know that it's okay to leave people behind. It's okay to empower yourself. It's okay to kind of be closed-hearted to some people. It's okay to realize that some things are enabling and that's not good for that other person. It's okay to withhold your emotions and love. You don't need to give it out to everyone. That's not good for you, is giving it out to everyone. All of that stuff. So it's like, okay, so we've taught them all of that. And then they're at this point of making this decision. Now they'll make it differently. They'll make it to benefit themselves, which benefits everyone. That could be the whole preparation thing that prepared us for this. So there we are, as muggles going, why haven't I got my thing, this thing that I want? Why haven't I got it yet? Law of Attraction says I'll be able to get it straight away. And higher self's like, hang on, it's coming. You're on the verge of it. You've got to learn all of this stuff first. because you're not the person that would make the decisions and do the things. You don't have the energy yet to let it in. So our future is actually changing, but I'm not getting it's like now it's some random thing. It's our future is changing to actually be the timeline that you've wanted it to be. Eight of Air. It looks like a lotus hammock. Fairies holding up the things. Keep moving. Eight of Air. Meditation. Do not underestimate the power of the mind. The mind is the key. First, calm it and do not obsess. Do not obsess. How can we not obsess? Second, focus it. Decide the best way to employ its power. Finally, control it. Maintain connection to the divine and keep it on task. It's tricky, isn't it? Our mind is tricky. So, yeah, I was listening to that podcast last night about the brain. It's the last thing that ages, because he was talking about, David Sinclair, this is, talking about Alzheimer's and the degeneration of the brain. And it's like, we've done so much for the health of the body kind of thing. And we can keep the body going beyond the mind now. And but the mind is the last thing to age, the brain, although it doesn't regenerate like other organs. You can cut other organs like the skin or the liver and it will grow back, it will regenerate. The brain doesn't, but it does have some plasticity about it. Cut a bit of the brain away, you're never going to grow it back. But the brain is largely unused and it can be used. There's the plasticity in that way anyway. He was talking about how to keep your brain healthy in a not aging kind of a way. But he was talking about Alzheimer's, and it was interesting because my grandmother died of Alzheimer's. She had it for a very long time before she died as well, 15, 20 years or something. Long time. Strong body. And I knew the moment that she died because she came to visit me in the middle of the night. She sat on my bed. And she was like, well, she was much younger when she sat on my bed. And anyway, I had this conversation with her. I'm like, oh, you're dead? She's like, yeah. I asked, how come? How come you got Alzheimer's? She said, oh, I couldn't stand the change. And she couldn't. It was right. I remember before she got it, that something as little, I think it was a 20p came out in the UK. She couldn't handle it. She thought it was terrible. She actually said that. No, it's terrible. Change, she could not handle at all. Anyway, he was talking about that. I thought that was really interesting. So you got Alzheimer's because you couldn't handle the change going on, so your kind of mind departed. And just like, yeah. He started talking about that, saying in the olden days, we would crone, we would get grey hair and everything. We would generally be more wise at that point, and we would be honoured by the rest of the tribe. And there was very little change about. So you were taken care of and you were honoured by the tribe. But things weren't changing, you know. We didn't have like new technologies every year and all of that, new things to get used to. We didn't have to use our brains as much. They didn't have to keep up with things, whereas now we've got a lot of change. And so the world that we've built for humans now isn't crone friendly. And so he's talking about how to keep our brains healthy so that we can deal with the change that comes in. There's got to be a point where we can't though, right? And I feel like, you know, already there's things that I don't use. Like, I still buy my stuff on iTunes, my music on iTunes, don't use Spotify or all of that. And I don't use, there's some things that I haven't caught up with kind of thing. Because they're not important to me. But still, sometimes I think, being left behind. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm being left behind with some of the technology. I used to be all over it, early adopter of stuff. Not so much anymore. Hey, Lillian, got a promotion. Yay. Oh, wow. Good job. Oh, live 2 hours apart. After you move next week, you'll be living 1 hour closer, one step closer. How exciting. I got the One of Water. Wow, the Ace of Cups. Kind of looking like the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands, this. It's very phallic. Where are you? A relationship that promises to grow into something more, something fulfilling, something powerful, something divine. And then it brings it back to relationships. Hang on, I need to sort that nail out. I did notice this morning it was catching on my hair when I was doing my hair. I'll get my nails done tomorrow. Like my toes. It's pretty cool, this gel nail polish. Lasts me 2 or 3 weeks. This one not so much. Purple sparkles. Lillian, it's been a really long time since you've been here. It's by donation, the mini reads. There's a PayPal link in that pinned comment up top of the live chat. It tells you how to do it. Wow, that was a long time ago when I used to do freebies. So it all got a little bit crazy. Too much. Anyway. Now sorted out. Ish. One more. So now it's bringing it to relationships. So, it could be that new relationship, one that we're choosing. We're getting prepared for it, aren't we? 2. So then we have the 5 of Fire. Jupiter? Is that Jupiter? And then the Mother of Earth. Who's this fella? Yeah, it's Jupiter. I'm recognizing them now pretty much. Everyone's favorite uncle. I always forget what this card is about. It's everyone's favorite uncle. Did you have an uncle that looked like that? Be my favorite uncle if you looked like that. Good things are afoot. Enjoy them. I feel like we've got over the heavy part, but saying that, we are being told that there's some difficult choices to be made now. Situation? No. Whatever lucky break comes our way is a gift which can be enjoyed for its own sake alone. Or it can be parlayed into something even greater. Use the happiness and optimism that the gift generates to create even more good luck by seeking out even more experiences. How interesting, because we did get the luck card out of the Lenormand as well. Ooh. And then the Mother of Earth. A pure copper tongue scraper. Thank you, Lily. The Mother of Earth, where are you? She takes her place as Mother Nature, providing a rich harvest. Oh, there's good things coming. She nourishes our bodies and souls with the best of her creation. Earth is bringing it down to earth as well. It's locking it in. It's when this comes down and is anchored in. It's when the anchor comes down and the wishes are firmly anchored in and it's manifested here on earth in our actual lives, not just in the ethers, not just in the 5D. And so we've got relationships in the 5D, very much together in the 5D at the moment. But in the 3D, not so much. Okay, so let's do some mini reads then before we get on with more tarot. Do I sound louder today? I turned the microphone up. Is it a little bit louder? I wasn't sure whether it would actually work or not. Do we have a second chance at love together? A reconciliation coming soon? We broke up last year because of painful divorce and his son acting nasty towards him. Damn. It's complicated, isn't it? Okay, do you have a reconciliation on your hands here? No. That could be not yet. Yet. Let's see. One step closer though. Up until now, gentle, quieted heart. So on the path to healing, to sorting things out. Yeah. Yeah, you're on the path to sorting things out. So in the past, up until now, making some peace with that. So less attachment to each other and more space for each other. That's what you've been doing while you've been sorting things out for change. It feels like big change here, especially family involved, right? It's going to be slower as a result if there's family involved, kids involved especially. And so what I'm hearing is like where you were a year ago about this is not where you are now. You're much more subtle about it now, less trying to grab onto it, and that's a good thing. Gentle, quieted heart now, feeling much better about it. Them too. Them too. Yeah. You got weight. So you've still got a bit more of a weight. So it was no, not yet. It was no, not yet. But you're one step closer. Just have a good time. Have fun with it. Don't grasp on again. Stay in that energy that you're at now, giving it space. It's just one step closer, right? What? Tell us a bit more about the future. What next, though? What next? Be firmer and brilliant. Okay. So if it started off now, it wouldn't actually be as brilliant as it could be. There needs to be some preparation work done in you both first, and I think we can often get that right when we're slow in getting together with somebody. We can look back, can't we, and go, oh well, I'm glad I didn't get together with him at the start because I had this going on and I had this going on and it wouldn't have been that good. It's that kind of a situation. A year ago, it wouldn't have been that good if you got together, right? And even now, it's going to be much better. So it does feel like you're both going to be sorting stuff out. And yeah, future. That's good. Thank you, Arabella. Will you and your girls reconcile? Yes. Yes. Tell us about that. Thanks for your donation. I am limitless. Wake up. Okay, it's not going to be before you in particular have raised your trajectory and headed toward more expansion, bigger things. Right. This can be tricky, right? Because we can have kids when we are, well, of course, in the mother stage of life, or the maiden to mother stage of life, right? Where we're just mostly focused on everyone else, taking care of everyone else. And then when they get older, we come into our own and start focusing on us and our lives. And to expand there, it takes a bit of a leap, doesn't it? To move from being the mother, the nurturer, to, hang on, I'm a person in my own right, let's go for expansion. Hey, Timothy. And so you're waking up that limitless nature that you've got. And it's easiest done without taking care of other people, isn't it? It is. How interesting. See, this is the problem I always had with my kids, is that I've got a life, and they didn't like that. And like even when I talk to them on the phone, I'm a teenager, so hey, how are you? What's going on? Oh, nothing. I'm fine. There wasn't much conversation coming back, so I talk about what's going on. I would always have a lot going on to share with them. And they would never like talk about anything because they didn't have much going on. It's like, how's this? How's that? How's your friend? Just having to, it was like getting blood from a stone kind of thing. So I'd share what I was doing. It was like, it is. And they got to the point where I was like, I don't want to talk to you anymore because you just talk about yourself. Like, you're not talking, and it's called a conversation. I've got stuff going on in my life. What, you not want to hear about it? You want me to just be mum and do nothing? Well, I'm not. I'm not. Listen and fulfillment. So it's all about you right now. It's all about you right now. And yeah, whether your kids are going to be able to take you having a life, I don't know. Mine can't. Maybe not still. I don't know. But listen to what fulfills you. You're waking up your unlimited nature. It's, yeah, maybe need to get older to appreciate that. I don't know how old kids need to be before they get to that point where they can actually appreciate that mummy has a life too. She's actually a human being. We're not just here as mothers and then die. Just look after everyone else and then die because you don't have a place here in the world. No, we actually do. And we've got a hell of a lot to offer too. So there you go. You already know it, Arabella. You just need to give yourself permission. So don't be trying to claw that back before it's time. It's actually, well, like I was just saying to Lily, we can see it in relationships when we look back. Oh, I'm glad I didn't get back together with them. I'm glad I didn't get together with them at that point because I wasn't really ready. Same with the kids too. So you do have one coming up in the future, but it doesn't feel like it's yet, and because it's all about you now. Quite rightly. I love it. Let's get some more tarot out for the collective. How come you're late, Timothy? Late to class. I'll give you some lines. The Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is about being left out in the cold. I don't know though. She seems pretty happy. She seems pretty content to be walking, but she does seem a little bit lost as well. She might have thought someone was behind her, following her. But they're not. She's like, oh, they're not following me. I've left them behind. But look, the gnomes on the branch there seem to be having a bit of a party there. They're throwing the glitter around. They're happy she's where she's at, but she's looking back, going, oh, I've left them behind. Damn, I didn't mean to do that. What else? Feeling left out in the cold, but the universe is like, party, party. No, she's heading in the right direction. She's headed in the right direction. She's taking her chances. She's moving forward. Now she's more confident in that. See, she's not very confident in moving forward here. She's looking back going, oh, but I'm leaving myself out of things if I keep going forward by myself. And she's like, no, cool. I'm going forward by myself. I got this. Now I'm feeling happier. She's taking risks. She's making good choices for herself, even though they might be wrong to the rest of the world, wrong choices. She's taking the risk and she's doing it. King of Swords. A lot of clarity there. So if things aren't clear, they're going to be clear very soon, is what I'm feeling, for your way forward, especially with the difficult choices. Death. There it is again. Third time today. The Death card. Something significant is ending, so that you can have a rebirth. This is the sold the house and moving on. I've ended that chapter of my life. I'm moving on. Told you, there's always something to leave behind. We think that we can reach something new, and we try and we try and we try and we try and add something to our plate. But it's only once we get rid of things off our plate that we can actually move forward. Yum, yum, yum. Big changes in our lives right now. Hey, yes, this. Look at this. She's like, yay, I won. Look at those around her. They ain't happy at all. They're not happy with her at all. She doesn't care. She's like, I won. I got what it is that I wanted. I'm good. She don't care anymore that these people around her don't recognize her win or don't see it as a win for her or tell her that it's wrong or whatever. And then the Queen of Chalices. She's getting loved. Well, there she is, sharing a journey with someone else there, that relationship that we've been told about so many times that we're on the verge of. She's telling them about it. And then this happened, and then that, and he's like, there for her. She's sharing what she's been through to get to this point of being able to allow him to love her. One more. I like that. The Queen of Cups, it's being ready. You know, Queen of Cups to me years ago as a reader would be about being the mother, being the nurturer and all of that about everyone else. And some decks, I do focus on that. In fact, this deck does. It focuses on that, of loving everyone else. And I don't get that anymore. I get, from this Queen of Cups now, I get you being open to receive that love now. Getting errands and packing done for weekend stay in Madison. Canucopia. Oh, cool. That sounds like fun. Or some pogies. Do you know what pogies are? They also have hour classes and many types of experiences. Oh, cool. Pogies. Do you call them pogies too? Do you know what they are, Timothy? I used to have pogies. Kayaking equipment thing. I like my pogies. They were essential for the temperatures that I was kayaking in. Ten of Pentacles, there it is. The happily ever after, then you've got it all. There's an emotional part to have first, though, with the sharing yourself and how you got there. And actually receiving love and being understood and all of that. I like it. Sounds good to me. Ooh, Arabella, you were asked today if you could winter in Ecuador for 2 months next year and then retire there in 10 years. Nice. Ecuador. Will this dream come true for Arabella? No. Oh, they can be so blunt, can't they? How it sounds. Why not? Or maybe it's just a bit different. No, it's good. It's good. Strength and courage and make love. Things that you love, for sure. Doing the things that you love. Being strong in that. Yes, you can have part of it, but it's going to lead to more. Much more, you know. It seems bizarre to me now, because here I am on a tropical island. And if someone said to me I'd be retired, because I'm retired, it says so on my visa, retirement. So here I am retired on a tropical island. If someone had told me that, I wouldn't exactly picture what's going on in my life right now. What I would picture is something very different than what's going on in my life right now. My idea of retirement on a tropical island isn't what I'm living right now, right? There's so much more to what I'm living right now. And that's what I'm getting for you too, is that there's so much more to it. There's so much more to it. I'm just at the start of things now. It struck me this morning, in fact, I was thinking about it, retired. It says it in my visa, I'm retired. And no, things are just starting now for me. And why is that the way? It's like people only really get successful, properly successful at life and in business too when they're much older. You've got so much to learn first, right? There's an idea of what you have about that isn't exactly what it's going to be, but it's on the path for sure. Yeah. You don't know pogies? Okay, pogies are the mitts. They're like that shape thing. You put your hand in them. They've got Velcro. You put it around your paddle so it shields your hands from the water that's splashing up. I mean, it's not totally waterproof, but I tell you what, it makes a massive difference when you're in icy waters. Pogies. I love mine. They were bright orange. Oh, it made such a difference. Oh, so you don't have that stingy thing. I'm not very good with cold. And when the water's stinging your hands, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm appreciated to take the risks. Take the risk. Yeah. Go for it. So it's a yes to the 2 months thing, and it's a yes. It's a yes to, yeah, follow upon this, but it's not exactly what you think it's going to be right now. Yeah. It's in the right direction for sure. It's kind of like I knew as well, because once I was living on the yacht and stopping off at all these islands and everything. It's like islands, yes, islands is my thing. I like islands. It suits me. It really does suit me. But yeah, not sitting on the beach and having cocktails. I mean, as nice as that is occasionally, I only do it occasionally. I went down to see the sunset and there was an actual sunset. I posted it on social media night before last. Unfortunately, I drank beer, so I was in a dreadful state yesterday. I can't drink beer, hey. It makes me so sick. It must be the yeast or something like that. I don't know. It stops my stomach from functioning the next day, and I can't even drink water without vomiting. It's horrible. And everyone says, "You're right. Just drink less of it. It doesn't matter." I had 2 or 3 and I'm vomiting the next day. It's the substance itself, and I know it. And why do I keep on doing it every now and then? I don't know. Anyway, I put a bit of a damper on it, but it was nice to see everyone. A bit of a goss. I know what's going on the island. Right, so you all got that from these cards, what we were talking about. Difficult choices to make. It's not difficult choices, though. It's not difficult choices as long as we have learned what we've learned lately. It's bringing it around to love now and is happily ever after. I hope so. Self-love, of course, is behind all of it. Doing warmer water. Half gloves, okay. Yeah, no, not neoprene. No, these were like waterproof, thicker kind of material. It's kind of cloth on the inside and plastic on the outside. I was a kayaker. I loved it. I do love kayaking. I'm very good at it too. I'm an upper body strength girl. Always have been. So I used to do whitewater slalom until I lost my nerve because I ended up in the water and it was icy and it was frightening. I couldn't breathe. Chest constricted. I couldn't breathe. It was very scary. And then I stopped. I stopped going in the cold water. I still kayak every now and then. Got a kayak in storage. So when I move all my storage stuff from Australia, if it's still okay and it hasn't been all rain damaged, flood damaged, then I'll have my kayak here. Mystery. Into the unknown. About relationships, it's a mystery. We still don't know. But we're getting there. We are getting there. Remember when that threshold card used to come out all the time? We were obviously not as ready as we thought, right? Caution. Communication. Communication coming in, but be careful. don't leap on it. Just be careful. I don't know why. There's definite choices to be made that are different than the choices you would have made in the past. I want to get some of these out. Yeah, look them up. Pogies. It does make it a much more pleasant experience. Your hands still get wet, but it's not the same as being battered with cold water all the time. And especially if it's windy as well, you know. I haven't got the book for these cards. I don't understand Thanatos. Anyone else? We've got the forest out first. So there's more to this. Can't see the forest for the trees kind of thing. There's more to this story that we're not seeing, we're not aware of yet. We try and see the bigger picture and we try and align with that, but we don't have it all yet. We don't have that clarity. Thanatos, it's like this web. It's complicated. We weave this tangled web with people around us and all of that. And yeah, that's what I'm getting from Thanatos, although I don't really know what that card is about. The mask. The mask. You see, this card is very interesting. The mask is all sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows, and on the other side of it is darkness. It's the mask that we wear to pretend that we're not this. Not this. Darkness. We're like, no, I'm happy. This could be the mask of positivity. I mean, self-love is good, right? But self-delusion isn't. Self-love, to kind of soothe ourselves and get positive about ourselves and all of that, is good to a point, right? If you think about it this way, a lot of us have kids and we know what it's like to have kids and we want to encourage them and all of that, but we also don't want to bullshit them either and give them participation trophies and stuff like that. There's going too far with that, right? Of being positive, where you don't actually give someone the feedback. You tell them that they're always getting it right and they're always great when they're not. We can take it too far. The positivity, we can take it too far. That's what this is about. Instead of, and true self-love is the shadow work, right? It's the soothing ourselves, it's the encouraging ourselves, yes. But it's also recognizing the shadow side of it, which is always going to be in life and it's always going to be in ourselves, and that's okay. So there's something about removing that mask of positivity or see, it's like the law of attraction teachings are overly positive. It's like that. Law of attraction teachings are like that, right? And the people that get into law of attraction like I did at the time that I really got into it are the ones that are really needing that positivity and hope, right? When you're damaged, when you are wounded, you need the loving, the nurturing mummy to tell you you can have what you want, you can dream it into being, all of those things, and you're great and you deserve it and you can have it right now, and all of those things. If we've been around the overly critical or we've been through those hard times, we need that sunshine lollipops thing, or we're susceptible to that. And that's needed, right? To balance it up. But we can take it too far. When we can use that positivity and that mask for the right situations, when we feel ourselves slipping, when we feel ourselves wounded and all of that, when we can get that mask out when we need it, but without deluding ourselves that we don't have this stuff, or that life isn't about that stuff, that negativity doesn't exist. It does. The war is going on, you see. I saw someone on my friends list on Facebook posting something about the war isn't real. They're making it up. It's all staged. And it's like, would you stop it? That's that. That's that. And ignoring this. It's like, no. There are bad people here and they're doing bad things. Like, it's not fake. You know. So these cards are saying we're not seeing the bigger picture, and it's okay that we're not seeing the bigger picture. There's a lot more involved than we think here. And we've just got to get real with ourselves and find that balance of nurturing ourselves, soothing ourselves, being positive and all of that, but also recognizing the darkness, not just within us, but within life, within other people, within the world, and just letting that be. We've got the venom. Nastiness. And not just darkness, nastiness. Oh, there's the rough with the smooth. And then when we experience this nastiness, that's when we need to get the mask out again. Not the mask so much, but the positive side of us out again and soothe ourselves and get through that. Tools. It's just tools under our belt. This mask is a tool. The mask of positivity is a tool, and it does help us out in certain circumstances. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you everyone for coming along. Important decisions to make at the moment for our long-term future. Mostly about what it is that we're leaving behind, death, so that we can have this rebirth, leading to very good things. Long-term things. Can't necessarily see into the future right now, but we are changing that timeline right now so that we can head toward the things that we've been asking for. There's an element of needing to protect ourselves and protect our hearts from all those burdens that we've been taking on, and definitely be very careful about what and who you let in. Now you've let these things go, these people go, whatever it is, the big things that you're letting go. Be wise about that and don't do it again. Don't let them in again. Don't let that kind of an energy in again. So I'm getting that. So there we go. Thanks everyone. Thanks for your donations and your time and your attention and your patronage of my channel. And I will be doing a bigger card read, and I will be putting it out tonight. Or should I leave it to tomorrow night? No, I'll be putting it out tonight. Not sure what yet, but check it out, and I'll see you all on Monday. Bye. Don't forget, I won't be here next Friday.